welcome back to Across Louisiana. You know, we're always happy to partner with great organizations here in the greater Baton Rouge area that are doing fantastic work out there. One of those is the Salvation Army of Greater Baton Rouge. Always so much going on there for the summertime and back to school time. And here to tell us all about that is Michael Beeler. Welcome to the show, Michael.
Thanks for having me, Nils. I'm glad to be here. This is a busy time for the Salvation Army. Right now we're doing our summer day camp where we've got kids going from May 31st all the way through July 29th in our summer day camp program.
I'm sure that's something that a lot of people are going to want to take advantage of. Obviously, you got to do something with the kiddos over the summertime.
Exactly.
And really, maybe people don't realize, you know, what all the Salvation Army summer camp program can deliver on that. Tell them a little bit about that.
Right. Well, for $30 a week, a family can send their child to summer camp from 8:30 in the morning till 5:30 at night. We've got games, we've got learning activities, we've got kids in different age groups that are playing at different developmental ages. And so we've got a full day of engagement with them as well as food for them. So we'll be feeding them as well as entertaining them and educating them throughout the summer camp.
It's really a great approach that you take because, I mean, it's not like you're just setting them there to basically get, you know, babysat. I mean, they're engaged and they're learning the whole time.
Exactly.
And it's really so important to have that through the summer so that these kids stay engaged and that their brains stay working and growing, right?
That's a great point, Nils, and in fact that's where our focus is on, is the new school year coming up. And so we're accepting donations right now of backpacks and school supplies for our kids, and families can come down to the Salvation Army and register so that their kids can get the support that they need when it comes time to get back into school. So if you know somebody that has a business or wants to make donations to the Salvation Army, we're at 7361 Airline Highway, and we can accept your donations for kids starting school at the end of July, beginning of August.
And that may not be something that people are thinking about right now. Obviously, we're still kind of in the beginning of the summer, but for one thing, as all parents know, it'll be here before you know it. And really, the need is as great now as it ever has been, right?
That's the truth. And in fact, on July 31st, we'll have a health fair for our kids before they go back to school. That'll be the day that we do distribution of our backpacks and our school supplies for the families that have registered. As well, there'll be health screenings, there'll be food vendors, there'll be games at the health fair. There'll be lots of activities going on that day. And again, that'll be held at the Salvation Army right on Airline Highway on July 31st.
That's really a beautiful part of your whole approach. Is, I mean, just the things that we've already just mentioned, you're taking care of body, mind, and soul.
Exactly. All the dimensions of being human, and we're doing it without discrimination. We're looking at the needs that exist in our community, and we're trying to answer those needs.
You know, we're lucky here at Cox to have a great relationship with the Salvation Army and do a lot of work with you on that. But I think, obviously, it's one of the more visible charities that's out there, but people don't realize the wide scope of services and programs that you offer. Tell the folks a little bit about that.
Well, the nature of the Salvation Army is that there are a corps of officers from the Salvation Army that come into a community to help lead a community in its efforts to address the needs of its citizens. But it is the Salvation Army of Baton Rouge. It is the people of Baton Rouge who determine what those needs are that will be met and can help the Salvation Army identify where and target who needs to be helped and with what sorts of services.
Michael, I know it's a lot of things that we've been over. I know people are going to want to take advantage of it. Where do they need to go to find out more about the health fair or the back to school bash or these great summer camps that you have going on?
You can find the Salvation Army online. We have our website that is available to you, Salvation Army BR. We also have a Facebook page that you can find us at, and please look us up. We're there to help.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for the great work you're doing here in Baton Rouge. Keep it up.
Thank you, Nils.
Well, we here at Cox 4 recently had a chance to sit down with the Salvation Army and find out about the difference that they're making in people's lives right here in Baton Rouge. Take a look, everybody.
We began serving here in Baton Rouge, greater Baton Rouge area, in 1905. And so we've had continuous service of almost 100 years because we left for a couple of years and then came back. The mission that we try to fulfill every day is to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ and to meet human needs in His name without discrimination. And it doesn't matter how you come to us, who you are, what you've been through, what your beliefs are. We're here to help people. Raymond is a young man who came to the Salvation Army about 12 years old, and he came for a little while and then he kind of backed off because, you know, he had some kids in the neighborhood that were kind of wooing him toward a lot of the bad stuff, getting involved in gangs and things like that. And fortunately, through an acquaintance that he got reconnected to the Salvation Army, and his connection now is very strong.
The Salvation Army is like my second family. They are like my best friends, my brothers and sisters. They're always there when I need them, and on the right time. The Salvation Army saved me from my bad guys in my neighborhood. The Salvation Army showed me love and comfort that I have not received before. If it had not been for the Salvation Army, I'd rather been shot up, probably in jail, or in somebody's graveyard. But thanks to the Salvation Army, they really turned my life around. They brought me a long way. Now I'm at home in a peaceful household. My grandmother helping her out. Everything's feel nice now.
The Salvation Army really can benefit a person if they are ready and willing for the change that can take place in their lives. And I think we provide opportunities, and sometimes we provide resources through the community providing the Salvation Army resources. But ultimately, it's up to that person to step out in faith and do what's necessary to make a change in their lives.
You know, Walter's another interesting case. He's doing fabulous today, but he has been in prison. He was a tough person. He fought at the drop of a hat, and when you hear from him, you're going to say, is that the same guy that Captain Meredith talked about? Because he's gentle, he's loving. God has come into his life in a big way, and it's made such a tremendous difference.
If it had not been for the Salvation Army, I would probably be dead or either incarcerated, because my life had become very unmanageable. And with the help of the Salvation Army and the good people that care at the Salvation Army, I'm given a second chance at life. I was out of places to go. I had nowhere left to go, and I'd even went to the parole officer and tried to turn myself in, and God had a better plan for me. He said, look, go across the street to the Salvation Army and see if they'll give you a room over there and maybe you can stay.
There are a lot of needs in our community, and the Salvation Army wants to provide hope that those needs can be met in one way or another.
Looking back at myself now, I would never believe that I could be this person I am today. That God can truly take care of something that had managed to crawl so low and be so cruel and mean to everybody and care about nothing but yourself. And now all I can do is take care of others. That's all I want to do, because God gave me a chance, so I have to give back what was so freely given to me.
Our goal in the Salvation Army here in Baton Rouge is to really meet the individual and try to make an impact in an entire family.
I'd just like to thank the Salvation Army for bringing me a mighty long way.
Well, when we come back on Across Louisiana, if you're a single mom, you definitely want to check this out. Find out some great resources available to you. Don't miss it.